people don't know us, we are a technically based nonprofit, which means we're staffed by engineers, technicians, field staff. I'm a mechanical engineer myself. We're really focused on rolling up our sleeves and not just talking about doing energy efficiency in big plants, but how do you actually do it? When you get into the building, how do you spec out the lights? Do you want to put in a T8 or a T5? Is it 4 foot, 8 foot? You need to rewire it. Where do LEDs make sense? What kind of boiler do you want to put in? Do you want to go with a heat pump? I mean, really getting down into the building specs and figuring out how you actually do some of this stuff. All the while maintaining comfort and making sure that people are use just as much energy as they need to accomplish their day-to-day activities. We have been involved in doing energy and environmental stuff for quite a few years. Sheldon originally started the organization when we were part of the city of Minneapolis back in the late 70s. Just to give you some examples of how long we've been doing CO2 stuff, we did a 93 plan on CO2 reductions for Minneapolis, St. Paul. In 95, we did a statewide Minnesota CO2 reduction plan. And since 2006, we've been trying to help out Minneapolis and St. Paul on their CO2 reduction plans where we can. In our latest initiative that Sheldon's been working on is called the Minnesota Energy Challenge. And really the intent of that is trying to create a mechanism for people to pledge to actually take actions, to actually do something, not just talk about reducing energy and reducing our impact on the environment, but giving them concrete steps that they can take to affect change. And to provide a central location on information regarding what individuals can take, what organizations can take, to reduce their energy bills and reduce their carbon footprint. The idea of the Minnesota Energy Challenge is to make a game of it, have some fun with it, to try to create a challenge where people can kind of compete with each other. So you can sign up as an individual, or you can sign up as an organization through your church, through your school, through your organization where you work. Whatever groups you associate yourself with, you can just kind of have some fun and commit to making reductions. The website lists specific items that people can take and the impacts of those items. So for example, if you replace so many CFLs, it will tell you, given typical Minnesota rates, given where our electricity comes from, what are the monetary and the environmental impacts of those actions. And so you go through, you pledge to take certain actions, and you can continually update that and just show that we're all trying to make a difference. We have just started to expand the Minnesota Energy Challenge. We have a business section on there as well, so businesses can focus more on their operating expenses. So it's not just individuals taking action, but organizations. And we're also going to be launching a local government challenge that cities could use, that counties could use. And the idea is to make it a resource. This is on the website at MNEnergychallenge.org. Anybody can go there, play around with it. I mean, let us know what you think. But the idea is to get that information out there. And I know other people are trying to as well, and I think we're all trying to put our arms around everything that's available, whether it's best practices, provide a mechanism for people to do some ongoing learning, see what they can do, but also share their experiences and find out the resources that are out there. I mean, not any one person here, I think, knows all the answers, but together, I think we can really make a difference. The local government challenge that we're going to be putting together is really going to be split up into different categories so people can think of the different ways to attack each of the sectors. We already talked about building operations for governments, and that's one aspect of it. But also looking at exterior lighting, traffic signals, street lights, things of that nature, which might be handled a little bit differently. What can cities and counties do to encourage local businesses to do more? Or residences, how do you mobilize people to take this stuff seriously? How do you look at the transportation sector, not just within government ops, but also in terms of land use planning? How can we make the community itself more sustainable? Are there things on ordinances or zoning that can be done to try to encourage that more and more? So we're really trying to bring that information together. Once it's up and running, it's not as of today, but the idea is we would go to each of those sections, and that would have links to other things that would help you be able to do that, whether it's Green Star or LEED certifications or whatever it might be, but really try to help people know what they can do. Again, the website is just mnenergychallenge.org. Play around with it. Let us know what you think.
My name is Pawlisch. I work for the University of Minnesota's Regional Sustainable Development Partnerships as their Clean Energy Resource Teams Coordinator. And I have a really hard time saying that in one breath because it's like the longest title ever. But I say that just to let you know that CERTS is actually a collaboration between the University of Minnesota, the Minnesota Department of Commerce, the Minnesota Project, which is a local nonprofit, the Southwest Regional Development Commission, and recently, the Green Institute, because as of this year, we have just added a Metro CERT component. CERT started in 2003 as a program designed to connect community members with the technical resources they need to identify and implement energy efficiency and clean energy projects. Are we blocking something?
No, I'm just
Okay, sorry, I'll back up.
No, I'm backing up.
I'll move forward. I'll dance. And we really started as a more greater Minnesota-based program. Not that the Metro isn't important, but there are a lot of people that live in the Metro area. And we thought we'd start with just half of the state population. So we didn't start with the Metro. But now we're getting going in the Metro, and Diana's going to talk to you more about that because she is the new Metro CERT coordinator, and most of you seem like you're from the Metro area. But just to tell you what CERTS has been doing, and to give you a little bit of a sort of food for thought for the future, please go to our website. It is www.cleanenergyresourceteams.org. And we've been working to connect folks like you with resources like you've been hearing about today, such as, I think one of our first projects was connecting Ann Morse from Winona County with Center for Energy and the Environment to bring Excel Energy's small business lighting program to Winona. And it's simple things like that that CERTS has been trying to do, connect people with the actual resources to get their projects done. And our website has, I think probably at this point, over 100 case studies of projects that have been done in communities around the state. And I would say that one of the things that's a little bit different about CERTS is that we do local government, but also local farmers, local environmental activists, local county commissioners, local utility reps. We try to get all of those folks in the room at the same time to start talking about what they can do together. And while I think all the discussion about connecting baseline data and benchmarking, that is all critically important, we try to connect people with resources to do that. For community members, one of the things that they're really interested in is a community project. And that could be anything from solar panels on your local school, to a wind turbine, to an energy efficiency project, whatever it is. But I think it helps bring people together to have a project that they work on together and that they move forward within their own community so that they can start feeling like we're in this together. They can now support the local government, whatever the local government is doing, because they've been working together to get some other initiatives moving forward. And CERTS really starts at that sort of bring everybody together and get going. One of the things that was talked about earlier is how do you find the resources to get this done? And one of the things that CERTS has done is helped groups hire local students. Being a part of the University of Minnesota, we try to connect folks up with both MinSCU and University of Minnesota students to try to help them do their projects. And I would say for the metro area, one resource to consider is the Center for Urban and Regional Affairs at the University of Minnesota. They actually offer funding for you to get student interns to help with community projects, and that's one potential resource for you. I would just add one more thing. I would say, don't be scared to just get started. I think that sometimes we're so worried about, are we gonna do it right? Are we gonna pick the right thing? And obviously, Tom just talked about one of the ways to know if you're picking the right thing. I mean, go for that low-hanging fruit. But I would also say that if there's something that people in your community, your local government, your staff, whomever, if there's something that you're really interested in doing, I mean, if what makes you excited about coming to work in the morning is that you might be able to get a boat in the solar regatta with someone in your community, or what makes you excited to get up in the morning is working with your local school to put together some sustainability curriculum or implement curriculum that's already out there, just get started. I think that you can make a lot of headway by just getting one project going, looking to other examples that people have used, networking with other people so that you're not recreating the wheel, but just get started.